What's up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be bringing you a video for the Stags fans out there, and this will be the Mansfield Town transfer window review. I'll be going through all the ins and outs of our transfer business, as club has confirmed he's only aiming to bring in one more signing, which I personally hope is a centre half, as that is probably the final part of what we're going to be needing going into the rest of this season after 2 game weeks. Now then, we're going to get straight into it. So if you do enjoy, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out more than you would think. Now then, straight onto it. We're going to get into the ins here, and we're going to be talking about every transfer which has came into the club. Now, the first one is, of course, Scott Flinders. And Scott is coming in as more of a backup keeper. It does seem as we have had a different keeper starting in goal for the first 2 game weeks. So Scott Flinders is going to be the backup for the season, and it's a solid backup. Of course, an aging player now, but goalkeepers tend to hit their prime later than outfield players, which is commonly true, but let's find out if that is true with Scott Flinders. But he will be a solid backup for the entirety of the season, and I would be fine with him stepping in when needed. I won't get nervous, say, if Steck had to step in last season ahead of Bishop. Now then, moving on. We have got Hiram Boateng in from MK Dons, and what a signing this is. He's probably a League 1 quality player, but we have signed him up in League 2, which is of course a fantastic, it's almost an achievement to get a signing that good. But this guy is powerful, box-to-box midfielder. He'll get us goals, and he'll get assists, and he can defend as well, which is absolutely fantastic. So he'll be running that midfield for sure, with Stephen Quinn in there, and the depth of our midfield is unbelievable right now, and I'm so excited to see what Clough makes of that. Hopefully he can get those 3 central midfielders balling out this season. Okay, enough about Hiram, and we move on now, and we talk about Will Swan in a loan from now Premier League Nottingham Forest. Now this guy is a very good player from what we have seen in pre-season. Top skillful forward, can bag the goals, and he can even show a bit of flair. He's creative as well as a finisher, which is what we need. Him and Oates up top, providing that pace and power. It's just what we're going to be needing to get even more goals than we did last season, and hopefully take us to that next level. Now then, we move on to the man in the background of that photo. It's Christy Pym in on loan from Peterborough. Going to be our first choice keeper for the majority of this season, should he not get injured or anything like that, which is a solid number 1. Fantastic distribution, an improvement on Bishop's distribution for sure, in my opinion. I feel like Bishop's distribution wasn't very good the majority of times. The amount of times that man kicked the ball out of play is unbelievable, but it's not all about distribution as a goalkeeper. Bishop was a fantastic shot stopper, but so is Pym, and he's got unbelievable distribution as well. So the back 3 or 4, however Clough plays it, will be in safe hands with the trust behind them that their keeper can play with his feet as well, which is fantastic to have. So Christy Pym, top signing. Looking forward to see him in goal. Now we move on, and we've got the other Forest loanee, Riley Harbottle. Again, another fantastic defender, scored on his home debut against Tranmere in game week 2, and it's a decent header. He showed a lot of desire to get up and win that header. So top defender, looks like he's got some quality defending. He will strengthen that back 3 or 4 for sure, and hopefully with another central defensive addition, Harbottle will not be alone, and that defence will be as strong as ever to stop us conceding any more silly goals like we tended to last season. So Harbottle, top signing. Hopefully he can bring us what we need in his loan spell. Okay, then we move on now to the outs, and then of course the obvious one would be Bishop's loan ending, but we don't need to talk about that because it's just a loan ending. Everybody knew that that was going to be an out, but he was rumored to sign for Exeter. He was rumoured to sign for Wickham. I'm not sure what's going on. He could end up being United's number 3. But we'll see what happens with that. But good luck to Bishop, of course. Top season from him last season. Okay, but with him out of the way, we go on to Farrand Rawson, who has somehow moved up a league. That man was... He had a few blinder of a game. I remember Bradford away and Exeter at home. 2 unbelievable games from Rawson. He was top quality. I would not have thought that Rawson could pull that out of the bag, but he did, and he's somehow moved up a league, and he was playing for Morecambe the other week, which is unbelievable to me after what I saw of him in a Mansfield shirt. But he's gone up a league, and fair play to him. He's clearly done well for himself in this move, but he's not a great defender, and I was glad to see him go, unfortunately. Hopefully he can regain some of his form. Hopefully he can get back to his best. But Rawson has left the club, and it's not too sad to see. It's not like when, say, Christian Pearce left the club. That was sad for all Stags fans. But Rawson has gone, and that is the end of that. As we move on now to Danny Johnson, who's out on a 6-month loan to Walsall. And I can see that only getting extended in January, because he's left and he's firing hat-trick on the opening day. That's just the Mansfield look. That's what happens to us. We send someone out on loan and they decide to play like a absolute monster. But unfortunately, that is what Danny Johnson has gone out and done. So fair play to him. Hopefully he doesn't end up permanently at Walsall. Hopefully he can come back and do what he's doing for them, for us. So that is Danny Johnson. So good luck to his loan move. Not the best time at Mansfield, but hopefully he can come back and it can be all resolved and keep his form. But nice one for Danny Johnson. But we move on now, and we've got just a graphic of all the basically irrelevant players who have left the club. So Marek Steck, Josh Scott, and then Nathan Kane and Ethan Hill, bottom right, have all left the club and still remain clubless as free agents. So for someone like Steck, somebody could pick him up as their experienced backup, of course, but the other 3 never really got to see much of them. Nathan Kane scored in the Papa John's Trophy against Newcastle last season, but that's as much as I've seen of him. Jaden Charles, bottom left there, went to Nuneaton Borough. He's got himself a club, of course, but don't really know much about him. Didn't get to see him much as a fan. Ryan Burke, again, not very good performances when he came on as backup in cup games. Apparently had a stinker at Exeter away last season, which I didn't get to go to, but it's not really much of a loss to lose Ryan Burke. He was backup to McLaughlin, never would have got ahead of McLaughlin in my opinion, never in a million years. Then we've got Tyrese Sinclair, judged to be one of the more promising talents out of Mansfield's youth system, but for me, never really was good enough. Just wasn't there. Tried to be too skillful. Showed moments of promise, but overall, not a very good player in my opinion. Maybe he'll do well at Rochdale, but I'm not too sure. So Tyrese Sinclair has left, of course, to Rochdale, and good luck to him, but not the best player at Mansfield. And then finally, Keaton Ward, top left, has moved to Kettering Town. Not a bad move for him, alright level. And one of the players who actually showed a bit of promise coming from that youth academy, I didn't actually mind Keaton Ward towards the end of the previous season to last. So maybe he'll do well at Kettering. It's more of his kind of level at the moment. Hopefully he can grow as a player and get back into maybe the top 4 tiers, probably League 2 maximum. But good luck to all these people who have left our club this season. And the most promising talent coming out of our youth is actually Jason Law, who is still part of the first team, of course, which is great to see because I think he's a quality player. But with that out of the way, that rounds up this transfer window review for Mansfield Town. If you do want to see a version of this for any other clubs, please be sure to let me know in the comments. And of course, I will see you in the next one.